All right, shalom, shalom, and blessings to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect men of Yasharala, scattered across the four corners of the planet Earth, those diligently teaching this word in truth and in sincerity, standing up in these last days and times, all right, for this truth, all right. Shalom to the sisters, all right, out there who watch and who learn as well, all right. Oh man, big news, all right. This is the news. You're gonna have to listen up, you know, for you men out there who can't come up with a topic, all right. Uh, this right here, okay. I was, the Spirit had me this weekend to go on, to go in on, Jacob's and Esau's, all right, early, early, you know, the aspect of Jacob and Esau in their earlier years, spiritually, what took place between these two that wasn't written in the scriptures, all right, and a lot of that, I wasn't able to speak on, walking and thinking, but um, spiritually through the scriptures, the scriptures don't say exactly, everything that they did. When they were 12 years old, they went to, they was, 13, then they began doing it when they were 14. It doesn't say that, all right? But we know that there was always, from birth, animosity between Jacob and Esau. And even once these two, after Isaac had went on to the spiritual realm, uh, and Esau had came again, and had came across Jacob, all right, and out in the wilderness, all right, the way that Jacob reacted, okay. So, Jacob's, his view of Esau, okay, his view of Esau was not a good view, all right. It was not it was not it was not a good view of his brother Esau. So Esau, while they were growing up, he was saying, making some very proud assertions. He probably was saying that, the Most High works for him. Just saying, how proud this devil is, man. Okay, now, this is from this video is from Zero Hedge, all right, and it's saying the West needs World War III. Okay, the West needs and that's it. That's right. Okay, because this place is done. All right. The economy here is totally, totally done, man. And this has all been a ploy by the elites. Okay. This whole, it all. Okay, it all, and they've been, cutting my channels. All right, cutting videos, and so I'm here for the time being, but as this gentleman is going in, okay, and you can watch this video. I'm not gonna play the whole video. I wanted to focus on what he just said. Now, the apostles and elders, starting with the elder apostle Tahar, okay, on down, in their wisdom, in their great wisdom, all right? They go into topics, man, and they go into things, and people don't understand why these men go into things, all right? And that's why people like the Sakari, Nate Satan, or I mean Nathaniel, Nathaniel. I shouldn't have called him Nate Satan. Um, um, General Yohana, okay? When they go in and mention these people, man, it's like these men, Nate, Yohana, High Priest Chief, Alazar, okay? These individuals do not have a clue in the world of what's going on. And the sad part is, well, most of these guys, I'm not saying that they're bad, they're screwed up individuals, all right? So, people, might gravitate to them, all right, gravitate toward them, and that's understandable, But some people are going to be totally in the dark, is all I'm going to say, okay? Salakia. I was finna make a joke on myself, but anyway, nah, but yeah, no, what he's about to say, and I'm gonna play the video, is what the starting with the elder apostle Tahar, on down, have been saying in their great wisdom. All right, listen, okay. Now we have, and it's the spirit that has been, sometimes I might stutter a lot, and it's because the spirit is putting words in my mind, man. Okay, topics, and I have been stuck on the word demonization. We've been stuck on that word for a long time, okay, and that is one of the devices of this devil, okay, demonization. Okay, they use certain words to demonize you. When the media begins to demonize you, that is because they have a plan to go to war against you at some point in time. Say that again. When they start demonizing you, they have a plan to go to war. They're already drawing up war plans, okay? Once they start demonizing you, now, because like I've said, I'm not pro-Russia, pro-this, pro-that, none of that, okay? We study people, just like any historian, archaeologist, any of that, okay? Geologist, any of that, okay? We study just like they study. We have, get the knowledge just like everyone else. Okay, that's interested. Okay, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, for us. Okay, the Israelites, because not all Israel is interested in this. All right, let me say that again. Not all Israel is interested in the prophecies. Okay, and so a lot of people don't believe in the prophecies. Okay, they don't believe in the prophecies or any of that, okay? They think it's conspiracies, this, that, and the other, okay? Long story short, because he's going to speak a little bit, but I'm going to let him speak now, okay? I've already said too much, and as I think of a scripture, but just listen, all right?
This is basically necessary because of the fact that you're looking at they needed to fall, and they need an excuse to cover their own, mismanagement of everything.
He's talking about the economy.
So it's not a coincidence. They sent Harris over to the Munich security conference. Why was she sent? That should
to
have
blurt
been
out that
Secretary of State.
Ukraine, to blurt out Ukraine should be in NATO.
Yes, and I mean, look, I was told by people in Washington when she, came into office, they said she was unbelievably stupid. They said we have to show her a map where.
And Sloppy Joe has done that with a lot. Okay, he's put what's her name, Harris. Okay, this other chick, Kataji Brown or whatever her name is, Kataji. Okay, they're in there. Okay, and there's a reason and a purpose that they're in there. Now, neither of these women are in support of you so-called black men. All right. So any legislation that comes down the line that will affect you in a negative way, they are going to vote favorable in that opinion. Okay. Clarence Thomas, his wife, okay, she recently, did something, got caught up in something. And so he may ultimately, even though people call him a coon, whatever, his he judges, favorable, in a lot of decisions. But now things may be jeopardizing, by his wife, okay? Because they set these people up with these Edomites, okay, so they can tie them all in together once, and that's why they're in the position that they're in, okay? Because they have Edomite spouses, okay? And so, they're no matter what, they are going to be favorable for whatever Sloppy Joe and his handlers has set up, for this New World agenda, okay? And if you remember what I said, listen, that New World agenda, okay, is ultimately, okay, them being the Most High, all right? They like I said, I had a video, okay, which they took down, which I was describing, showing how I had the paperwork of, a meeting I had with, a state employee, and they denied me a religious accommodation on the grounds that I had no proof that there is a God, okay? In a roundabout way, okay? So, I'm going to let him continue, all right?
Where even places are. So this was her level of expertise on the international level. And then you send her to Munich. It should have been the Secretary of State. So, and then she would just say whatever somebody gave her on cue cards. So she stands up on February 20th and says, Ukraine should join NATO. That violates the 1991 Belgrade Agreement. And 4 days later, Russia, invades. Now, you have to understand, another thing most people don't know is that Ukraine, when the Soviet Union broke up, had more nuclear weapons than China.
Yeah, you said this before.
So, the Belgrade Agreement was they gave up all their nukes, returned them to Russia. NATO agreed not to invade. And Russia agreed not to invade, provided that Ukraine remained neutral. So for her to stand up, you should join, NATO, was a complete violation of the Belgrade Agreement.
And they knew it. Wasn't a mistake.
They knew. I mean, maybe she didn't know it. Whoever wrote it on a cue card and handed it to her to say this, knew what they were doing, in my opinion. You can't attribute this to all complete stupidity. And then saying, Russia invaded a sovereign nation. Not true. Ukraine, before the Soviet Union, if you look at a map of Ukraine, it was to the left of the river where Kiev sits on. All the east was the Russian Empire. When the Soviet Union came, that was basically the situation. All right, and it was just Khrushchev which extended the border and drew it around and said, for administrative purposes, Kiev, you can report to Kiev. It was never their sovereign territory, and that's why the East is predominantly Russian. So it just seems absurd that you would put Ukrainian people, civilians, in a line of fire for what? To capture an area that's occupied by Russians historically? I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
So you think they want war in the next couple of weeks? I mean, they want Russia to invade. How
they want Russia to do something? Yes.
Russia said with Finland saying they're going to join NATO, and their response from I think one of the higher ups, I want to say the foreign minister, prepare for your country to be destroyed. I mean, look, Russia said, Finland, you join NATO and prepare for your country to be destroyed.
You have to understand, despite all the propaganda, Putin's this horrible person, etc. This is the way they sell war. They make you think the guy is absolutely, evil, in persona. It's
okay. And this was the point that I was trying to get to. All right, and this is the point I was trying to get to. The demonization. All right. They, you see people like this guy Vocab, these news media outlets, all right, saying things about the Hebrew Israelites. They're not saying things about the Hebrew Israelites because, whatever, okay? They are saying this because they are ultimately going to, make a move against the Hebrew Israelites, all right?
It's not true. Putin is actually pretty moderate. What we have to be concerned about are the people behind Putin. That foreign minister who said that, he also, a number of them have come out threatening nuclear war. They are there, and they view that Putin has been too soft. And this is part of the problem.
And can you understand? Do you hear that? You have people on Putin's side who are pissed off, who are angry. They're saying that Putin is too soft. Okay? Because what they see going on in the world is an outrage. This bear, hey man, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai set up, okay, the bear for a reason. Okay? Putin is trying to keep things, okay, to the best of his ability. Okay? But the bear, okay, the people behind Putin, oh no, man. Okay? They're ready for this motherfucking thing to go the fuck down. Okay? Excuse my French. All right? But look, this is their recipe for how they demonize people, man. And we have been pointing it out since they started doing it to us. I mean, because what do? We teach the truth. We reach out to our people, okay, according to the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and and tell them that this truth, okay, is for them, okay. We're not going out and kidnapping people and chopping their heads off. We don't do that, okay. Now the people who do that, okay, who go out and chop people's heads off, according to them, okay. Remember they were chopping people's heads off on CNN? Okay, and the same people own stores, own a store on your corner. Okay? And here in America, you see these Edomites don't have a problem with them. They don't have a problem with the Arabs, an Arab here. See, the Arab, Esau doesn't have a problem with an Arab here in America. Okay? The only people that these Edomites have a problem with are you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Constantly. They're looking for a reason. Okay? I was just watching a video where you had this pedophile, okay, repeatedly approaching 12 and 13-year-old girls, some little wild man Edomite, okay, and the police didn't even though this guy was showing them the evidence, they still didn't want to arrest him. They let him go. Okay? So listen, this is their recipe for how they demonize, and they're going to make a move against an Hebrew Israelite group. Guaranteed. And it might not even be GMS. Okay, it might be one of those other Israelite groups. They're going to make a move on an Israelite group, okay? Which is going to, these fluky, flimsy, and it might be, one of these groups like One Body, okay, FOPI, okay, one of these flimsy groups out here, okay, doing what, just moving disorderly.
Problem. We have neocons as well. All right, and both sides have them, and all they ever want is war. You remove Putin, and we may end up with somebody far worse than you ever imagined. More, his number two in command, he came out and said that the Great Purge of Stalin was necessary. I mean, this is the guy you want to replace Putin? Come on. I mean, I think you better, wake up here and smell the roses. It just seems as though part of the strategy of how you do create war, you must demonize the head of the other country.
Pay attention.
All right, and that's what they're doing to Putin. They did the same thing to Gaddafi. They did the same thing to Saddam Hussein. They've done that basically to the Ayatollah in Iran. They did it to Donald Trump here to get people to hate him so they could replace him. This is what you do. You demonize that person. Regardless of what they've done, you just pull out the stops. But now the downside of this, no president in history has ever demonized the head of another country like Russia or China. Why?
Okay. So, you go to Zero Hedge, all right? And, you can check this out, all right? This is going into the economy. So you have these top economists saying that, things could get bad and go from bad to worse in the next, few weeks to months. And yeah, we say that all the time, okay? And things are getting bad. Things have gone from bad to worst, okay? When you go to the store, you have to, sometimes get 2 or 3 items because the next time you go to the store for that one item, it may never be there again, okay? So you might go to the store one day for lamb chops, okay? And you go back to the store, they don't have any more lamb chops, okay? So he's telling you how the U.S. has orchestrated, this shortage of supplies. Okay, it's all orchestrated. They're poking, the stick at the bear, okay? So that, and he's going to tell you so that they can start World War III, okay, which would in turn strengthen the U.S. dollar. All right. So this is just a quick video. Again, go in and check that out. It's lessons upon lessons in there. Till next time, Shalom.